Yo! Video games.
But I'll at least say this. Rayman is the game that actually made me just sit up and take notice of the Jaguar. When it
wasn't it on everything else though?
Eventually, came out on Jaguar
this is
first.
The first system that got it.
Yes.
Look at let's make a theme park. Let's make a YoVideogames theme park.
What's in it?
I don't know. There's theme park for the Jaguar.
No.
Oh, you mean theme park the game?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh yeah, the game. Okay, I get what you're saying now.
Make a YoVideogames.
I was like, you mean in general?
Okay.
So what's in it? What's in it?
We make some roller coasters.
I don't think Rayman didn't come to 3DO. I don't think it just came, Jaguar, PlayStation, Saturn.
I'm trying to think of other systems that we could get that would be interesting. Like, I'm sort of curious about 3DO. Right, I'm sure you can just burn games for it.
Yeah, well, I think the most interesting system that we don't have is a TurboGrafx.
You know what's wild? Like, back in the day, City Walk had a big, giant area dedicated to the 3DO.
I remember.
Panasonic 3DO. It was at the end of City Walk by Universal, and it was a Panasonic CDO area. I used to hang out there a lot.
I remember watching a lot of, not Outrun, not Hangout, what's that?
Road Rash.
Road Rash, thank you.
Jesus Christ, you probably are like...
I remember
walking around like maybe... Yeah.
Road Rash was like the legendary, like not legendary, but like the new hotness.
Yeah, you had to wait in a line and you would go in
high score.
And you would play Road Rash.
I don't think Rayman was a 3DO exclusive.
You know what's wild? They had one game was called Paparazzi, and you had to like film stuff, and then you couldn't film. Dude, it was. I remember that 3DO area like crazy.
They never made a new version of Rayman.
You know what this game is on Saturn outside of Rayman just being on Saturn? A stall.
Yeah.
A stall on Saturn is just like this kind of shit.
Yeah.
You see, this actually looks good.
It does.
Yeah. Like, this was the thing, like, oh my god, like...
Look how much animation.
Yeah, like, look how detailed and bright everything is, and...
Look how slow he moves.
How slow he moves. But yeah, this was the thing, I was like, holy shit, video games are gonna look amazing.
Yeah, there was always, like... It was funny, around these time frames, it was actually platformers that kind of...
Yeah.
Push things into like, whoa, this is crazy looking. They're almost like pre-PlayStation, pre-Saturn era.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because you had that with like Mario 3 looked amazing. Like that game just looked so good.
Especially for the NES. Mario
Especially
3,
for NES.
Donkey Kong Country.
And then Mario World looked equally just really crazy and good. And then obviously Donkey Kong Country was like kind of revolutionary looking.
Yeah, like when you saw Donkey Kong Country, like, yo, this is like a PlayStation game.
Yeah. And then there was, what other big platformers are like, kind of like genre visual definers? Rayman's up there, right? It definitely is trying to do something.
Yeah.
What about that dragon one? Was it Dragon?
Sonic obviously was impressive looking. Dragon one?
Spyro.
Panzer Dragoon?
That was 3D.
Spyro. That's later. That's like 3D era platformers. I'm talking like SNES, pre-PlayStation.
I mean, and then there's like, ugh, crap. Like, there's a part of me that kind of
Mickey's
regrets how like obsessed we were for 3D when I don't have a punch, I can't do shit. When you look at like a game like this or like a stall or whatever, and like it just looks so good, it looks like an animated movie, right?
Yeah.
You know what did that?
Didn't knock down.
Cuphead.
Zombie Owl, thank you.
And you know, a lot of early 3D games kind of
drop the ball.
They just look like butt. I mean, it's not like the systems couldn't do anything else.
Oh, that is,
you know?
yeah.
But the one that kind of started off was like Mario 64.
Yeah.
Where it was like,
oh,
okay.
for 3D, like...
3D was new, and we were all like hyped up on that.
That was like one of the best 3D new ones that came out at the time.
But like, Sonic had, I mean, Sega had 3D stuff that was...
Yeah, it was shit.
No, it was...
But Mario 64.
N64 was 1996.
Yeah. Mario 64 was
there was 2 to 3 years of 3D games before that.
Not beginning.
What Mario 64 did that was revolutionary was the fucking camera.
Yes, it was actually functional.
It was actually like able to look around the environment and follow your character in a way that didn't totally fucking suck.
Yes.
So it took the thing that everyone else was like already doing, but then they Nintendo'd the fuck out of it. And like, we're actually gonna make it playable. And that's why, that's like why that game is like a wonderful introductory to like what 3D is, because again, like the Saturn and PlayStation had a ton of games that were like that. Like games like Jumping Flash and shit like that. We played that.
Are you saying Nintendo was ahead of their time?
No, they were behind.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
They were behind, but they were. I mean, they knew they were behind because they stuck on this SNES forever.
Fucking grab it.
So you have to turn around.
Well, other things like the Saturn and the PlayStation were already doing shit like this. It's just that Nintendo did it right.
There you go.
Is that John Lasseter over there?
No, it's Michael Ansel.
Oh, yeah.
Creator of this game.
Oh.
He left Ubisoft right as allegations were coming out about him.
Him and John Lasseter and whatever his name is, Mode. Oh, give me a hug.
Guys, shine.
Give me a hug. His animation's so good. Let me hug you.
It's funny because like right about a year before all that shit went down, I heard about it from like
Yeah. You weren't even
like some
saying something.
Disney animator was like, yeah, he gets
Really
he gets real drunk at parties and he gets real grabby.
Well, they were saying he was getting huggy at work.
Yeah, and then it was like coming out about that, and I was like, well, because I was talking to a Disney animator, but then like Pixar employees were like, yeah, this is like all the time.
How come I don't get a hug? That's because you're a guy.
What is this freaking enemy?
Yeah, it's John Lasseter, bro. It's a hug you. Come on, give me a hug. Good. Good job animating that character.
He still hit you.
He sure did.
There's some weird enemies in this game.
Yeah, right? Like the stupid Looney Tune tryhard. Like
They look amazing, but...
France!
Goofy.
Oh, it's a Euro platformer, that's right.
Yep.
Here they come. This character's busted. Look at that. You can't do anything.
Bro, he's a grappler, bro. He's like Zangief.
Wow, nice.
You saw it and figured out cameras by the early 2000s, but you have to realize like how different Mario 64 was. Like they didn't just have a following camera, right? Like you'd get into a level and the camera would do other things. Like it would stay in one area, like far away, so you can see everything. You can actually see what you're jumping at and doing, and it would get far enough back where you can be like, oh, that's the distance from this to that. And then you could also go into first person if you wanted to judge it yourself. Like that kind of stuff wasn't really... everything was just like, you move the camera with this button and that button, and that's fucking it.
How does he fill all the coins? Or fill all the things in there?
You have to do that to beat the game.
Yeah, it's like Sonic.
You have to like find all the...
Where you
all
get the real
heads.
ending if you get all the Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah.
I remember I beat Sonic. We're like, yeah, we beat it. He's like, we didn't get all the Chaos Emeralds? Fuck. Fuck this shit.
Bad end.
Yep.
And Sonic 1 is like such a pain in the dick to get all the chaos.
Yeah, it was, bro.
Granted, there's only 6, but you gotta like...
And he doesn't even turn Supersonic in the first one.
Nope. You have to get 50 rings at the end of a stage, and they can only be Act 1 or 2. So the earliest you can do it is by the 3rd level of 6. At the end of the 3rd of 6, you can maybe have all the chaos Emeralds if you've done it correctly.
Yeah,
and the special stages in Sonic 1 play at a lower frame rate, like 15 frames. Which can actually be fixed with a single line of code.
What was the code, Simmons?
I don't know what the line was, but it's a single line of code that can fix it.
Not like a code, but like, you know, programming error.
Yeah. What was it? Tell us.
I don't know, Simmons knows C++.
Yeah.
I don't know what the command prompt is.
You knew it. Hold on.
Are these guys other Rayman? I mean, they obviously are.
Did this game get a cartoon?
Nope.
Get fucked.
They got a porn series.
Ooh, I watch that.
In France.
Was it? Pull it up right now. Yeah.
They're making a lot of noise. All that leather.
All that leather, bro.
All that pleather.
Yeah, the leather.
Kenny's sounding like a glove.
He's pleathering the pleather's couch.
It's leather.
Leather. Whoa, damn, this guy's fast. Look at the little bugs. Ooh.
Doing. Have we played MDK on stream? I don't think so. I don't think we played MDK, but we got one better. No game audio it's there. It's just every game is so fucking low. We played Forsaken due to Kenny.
Except for that other one, that racing game was crazy music. It was super loud. But yeah, a lot of these games don't have music.
We have played Forsaken.
The future is Forsaken. The future is
On
Forsaken.
N64.
He beat his ass and then pat him on the head.
He's an anime character. First they're enemies and then they're friends.
Alright.
That's how my friend George from Russia, who used to always love to play video games.
It was his name spelled G-O-R-G?
Almost. I was like, okay. George Mamash, was a Russian last name.
Wodoliski. Boop. We're so happy.
Hanging on those eyeballs.
Oh wow, that guy did nothing. This is the dopest shmup I've ever seen in my life. Shmup. Oh
The
no.
dopest shmup.
Mop it up.
Enemies are so weird. Oh. Give me the pee.
It's in a weird sort of. It's like this is like this is like one of the best games on the system. It's not bad, but what does it say about the system in general? Ow,
That
fuck.
sucked.
And like on PlayStation and Saturn, it was just another release.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the unexciting thing about the Jaguar in general, is that it never had a chance to have a killer app of any kind.
And no games, brah. And doesn't that always make or break a system?
But it has 64 bits. Do
Gotta
the math.
Gotta have.
Did. I also didn't buy it. I mean, I remember not falling for it, or it's like, I remember being kind of curious about it, but there was nothing I wanted to play.
I just wanted to play it when like, what does that look like?
Yeah, the system trailer was cool, and it got you excited for the system, but since there was nothing on it that I wanted to play, it was like, okay, give me something that I could be excited to play on the system.
And then you realize that, yeah, systems
I can't get excited for a system.
Yeah, you realize systems aren't just systems. Systems are the games that they play.
Yeah. I'm gonna go out on a really crazy
PS5 that doesn't even have any fucking... has one... How many PS5 games are there on the PS5?
Demon Souls!
I know there's one.
Demon Souls, Returnal, Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, Returnal is like, I mean, practically a PS4 game, but it is a PS5 exclusive right now.
3.
Ratchet and Clank.
And even God of War is still a PS4 game.
Yeah.
Only
God
on PS5.
God of War and Horizon.
PS5
PS4
only.
games.
And yeah, an Astro's Playroom.
The hell is that?
No, Horizon's on PS4.
So is Miles Morales.
There is only a handful of games. Like, people are like, oh my god, I want a PS5, I want a PS5. I'm like...
Was Intergrade PS5 only?
It's not on PS4.
Oh, well, there,
PC.
there you
PC,
go.
though.
But it's on PC now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That was a weird...
mean money.
That technically counted, right? It's not a previous gen game.
Kind of. It's like, it's definitely a...
Technically?
It's like DLC for the game is on PS5 only.
Yeah. I remember that pissing a lot of people off. Yeah. Everyone who was like remake, and then they were like, I can't friggin' play the extra stuff. But you know, I'm sure Sony money had the shit out of it.
Oh yeah.
To make it possible.
But don't you dare do anything like that, Microsoft, because that would be illegal.
Oh no! Yay!
Yeah, man, it's been a while. We're like, what, 2 years into the system, and not a handful of exclusives.
Well, I mean, look to the future. What is exclusive? Final Fantasy 16? Yeah. Yeah.
But like this
Forspoken.
game is PS5, and it's barely anything, and it's like we're a quarter away into the system's life cycle.
Well, apparently, according to all the filings, they're not putting out a new system till 2008.
2028?
Oh, 28, sorry.
Damn, this is going to be a very interesting few years.
28, whatever. 28, you know what I mean.
That's fair. That's
a quarter.
That sounds fair.
That's basically.
And I mean, they'll probably have an upgrade. Like brand new hardware, probably not until 2028, which makes sense. But they'll probably have a PS5 Pro.
I'm thinking Slim.
And a PS5 Pro to this day, right now, like, why do I fucking need it? You're not coming out with any PS5 fucking games.
They'll give you reasons. They will give it to you.
The year was 1984. To be honest, you know what we have to blame for all this? The pandemic.
Panoramic?
The pandemic.
Yeah, partially, for sure.
The hardware shortage that happened as a result of the pandemic really scared the shit out of Sony, and like most things that might not have had PS4 versions likely were going to stay PS4 versions. They were gonna, we gotta make sure we have a PS4 version now, right? Mm-hmm. We just can't. Our player base is not as big as we were kind of hoping it was gonna be for PS5, so
they ain't selling no units.
There needs to be crossplay. They're not crossplay, like cross-buy type stuff, right? There needs to be PS4 versions of everything now, which is we saw this happening. Like we talked about this.
Well,
2 Game Awards ago.
Cross-buy is a good thing for consumers.
That's a good thing. But I mean, at the same time, all it does is prevent games from actually evolving. Like, the cross-play thing is great, but all that means is that the game is coming out on a previous system. Henceforth, it's designed for the previous system, and then gets a couple other bells and whistles for next gen, instead of actually being a next gen game.
Well, they should design it for next gen and then down-res it, or, you know, like fucking port it.
Then that doesn't really work that way.
A whole lot easier to do, to go the other way around.
So, like, for example, do you get, like, Monster Hunter World, and then you get Monster Hunter Rise. And they're clearly like, oh yeah, this game is very compromised. Like, it looks significantly fucking worse.
This guy's an idiot. Look at him. Go for that trick 3 times, bitch.
Potato bacon, thank you.
Come on, bitch.
Potato bacon, that sounds good. Potato bacon soup.
Uh-oh. You gonna fire that laser. Wow, look at that. What kind of way does avoid that shit?
And I'm fairly sure, like, on the horizon...
Wow, Simmons is a god.
FF16 is gonna be probably next-gen only. For a while. Until there's a PC version.
Okay, no.
7 Remake Rebirth is likely also going to be next-gen only.
Right? Potato bacon soup.
Simmons is trash.
What else is there that's like an actual next-gen game? Any Sony exclusives? I don't even know.
Very few.
Like,
but it's shocking how good God of War looks for
Can't punch a penny.
for being a PS4 game.
Yeah. It looks really good. I see some limitations. Like, God of War Ragnarok is incredible looking, but I definitely see some spots of, like, character rigs and some faces and things like that like... Yeah, this looks a little PS4-y, you know, in some ways. Granted, it looks fucking amazing.
Yes.
How do you get that P? The thingy is right
Over
there.
the sign.
Oh, on the side. I thought it was like a visible wall.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, will Wolverine and Spider-Man 2 be next-gen only?
I hope so.
I think Wolverine definitely. Spider-Man 2
Probably not.
is questionable.
You're putting too much money on the table?
Yeah, especially for a Spider-Man.
Tekken 8 is next-gen only.
Wow.
That's actually the first known fighting game that is leaving old consoles behind.
Isn't it
Damn.
because it's on Unreal like 5 or some shit?
Now,
They said that it was going to be eventually on Unreal 5, but maybe the stuff we were seeing was actually on Unreal 4.
Oh.
what do you think for the next NRS game?
It's a good question, but I don't know if there's any way Warner Brothers is going to leave all that money on the table. I think it's going to have to be previous gen and next gen. It'll probably be crossplay, obviously, between systems.
Yeah.
Because they did that in MK11. Yeah, I see it not being next gen only.
You know, and I'm always like, yeah, man, if you don't have a next gen, I'm sorry, but I'm like, we got to get these games, you know,
Wow.
really being their true self.
Well, Tekken 8 will be on PC, but by like, you got to realize, chat, the games industry is literally held back by console hardware. Because that is the primary selling factor for the majority of like big games, big AAA games, is console. So the fact that the games are designed around console limitations means the PC versions still have been designed with those limitations in mind. You can run them at higher resolution and better frame rates, right? Sure. But the entire integrity of the game's design is based on the hardware that it's being made for. There's like very true games that are really like next-gen PC game. There's really not a ton. Like most game development revolves around console shit. And it's sort of always been that way.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, here's the thing, too, because, you know, it's the average consumer just doesn't have, you know, hey, I'm going to put $3,000 down for a bangerific, you know,
and that's why it's good when you get actual new hardware that shows up in the industry, is that it allows games to upgrade, right? Yes. It means that they can push things in directions that had not been done before. Yeah. And I mean, we're in the era of diminishing returns. Like slightly better anti-aliasing. We get this RTX thing that makes shadows work way better and it looks a little bit better, you know, like it's been diminishing returns for quite a while now. And now at least we're prioritizing like things like frame rate, you know, that's like the nice part that we're currently in.
But there's a lot of talk that like that's all going to go away.
Potentially.
And like the dawn of the 30 frame per second games coming back when we do get to true next gen only. They're going to do things that push the games so hard that they can only run at 30 frames on PS5.
Really?
And I'm like, no, fuck this reality.
And I'm really curious what that would
What,
even be.
it's gonna be like the Matrix shit.
It's just
Sorta.
It's just gonna go back to the way it's
Sorta.
always been.
Like the
We
Matrix,
prioritize the
tech
hell.
demo.
Prioritize the hell out of the visuals because it'll, visuals sell, frame rates don't.
Yeah, that's kind of true. You know why? You know what makes it true? Fast and the Furious. Fast and the Furious movies are the fucking
Rock.
example. The Rock.
The Rock.
The Rock.
And Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild. No, but for real, it goes back to Fast and the Furious movies. Those movies fucking make a shit ton of movie, but they're just...
They make a shit ton of movie.
Yeah, they make a shit ton of movie.
No, they just make a shit ton of money.
I like movie better.
Yeah, I'm sure. They
Yeah,
make
sure.
a shit ton of money, and then they're just... like, really just... kind of awful movies, but they're just like, hey, they offer a bunch of action and
You're the one who used to always say, when I go to the movies, I like being a caveman lawyer.
Yeah.
I just want to shut off my brain and eat my popcorn.
Of course. There's, I do, but the Fast and Furious, there's not enough. If I shut down
I think
my
the suspension
brain,
of disbelief is too much.
it's way too much. Like if I would physically die if I turned off my brain that much.
Kenny's saying that if you were to enjoy a Fast and the Furious movie, a modern Fast and the Furious movie, that you would have to cease brain function so hard you would stop breathing.
Yes, exactly.
Got it. I like that.
I don't know, Kenny. They keep making them. People keep going back to see them.
because they're like...
They're not dead.
No, because it's...
Their brains are still going.
Yeah,
so
it's
what's
just-
going on
They
there?
learned to hold their breath.
It's just mega, just schlockiness, man. It is, like, fucking Vin Diesel there's a bridge that's out. He drives his car to the edge of the bridge where the wire hits his tire to it.
Can't hit him.
It fucking
You just can't hit him.
swings
That's what it is.
across
Wow,
the
yeah.
fucking canyon. They're not wearing seat belts. They go to the other canyon. The car
That's
smashes into the wall,
Right.
flips and 1,000 times, not wearing any fucking seatbelts, and they're fine.
Yeah, well, I mean,
How
you
much
know,
can I suspend belief?
You know how
It was a seatbelt.
you know how weird the Fast and the Furious is when you go back to Fast and the Furious 1 and it looks like a gritty, realistic adventure.
Oh yeah,
Stealing DVDs.
Stealing DVDs from truckers.
yeah.
That's what they were really doing.
That's
That's the first movie.
That's what the first movie's about.
Hilarious.
DVDs and DVD
They steal faceless truckers cargo.
That's awesome. I remember part one.
No, I didn't decide I hate. I started liking them like fast. The one where they were in Brazil was an actual fucking really
So
good movie.
why is there such a meme about fucking Tokyo Drift? Is it just because it's called Tokyo Drift?
Tokyo Drift is like it's like Street Fighter 2, the movie. Or it's like Street Fighter the movie. It's hokey and just schlocky. It's like a right amount.
I'm assuming it doesn't have any concept of its source material. Like, where at that point there was still a gritty, realistic car
was its
adventure.
own.
No, it was.
But then it doesn't really get any of the drifto culture right. I'm assuming that's a big part of it.
No, it got the drift culture right. It's just that it was its own movie and it was still cheesy and over the top at the end of the day. That was the last Fast and the Furious movie that I've seen was Tokyo Drift. And I told myself I was gonna watch the rest. I just never got around to it. But Tokyo Drift is its own movie. It was a
Oh, apparently that shit. People are saying that shit slaps. Like it's actually good. People like Tokyo Drift. I thought it was a.
It's a fucking meme.
It's a
I
meme.
swear to God.
It's a meme, dude.
Oh, you mean people like it because it's bad?
Yes, it's a meme. It's not good in any way, shape, or form.
am I missing out?
Especially with
Talk to Kenny.
especially with that.
We'll talk to you too about the Rock.
Especially with that main actor. Like, I'm from the South.
Oh yeah,
right?
well, wait.
You know
Didn't
what I'm
so
saying?
didn't they like ditch the crew of the first
Yeah,
the
that's,
first
why,
two
because,
that's
yeah.
why I said it was its own movie.
Okay.
And then, like, later on, like, spoiler
And then
alert,
you have,
after credit scene or whatever.
Then you have little Bow Wow in there,
No, it
too.
shows Vin Diesel coming back, and I was like, oh, wow.
Little Bow Wow came in
Look,
there. And
it's
just-
not good. It's not acted well. It's...
I've seen the first
It's
Fast and the
silly.
Furious movie, and I've seen the one
should've-
where they
I don't know how you
hijack
hit that.
a bank and they have to drag a bank vault with two
Yes,
cars.
that's the best one.
That one was actually pretty good.
That's because you know why? Because it's more of like an Italian job.
Yeah, it's a gritty, realistic
It's a gritty,
adventure in
realistic-
comparison to what's going on now.
Exactly. It's like they they planned and they, you know, like, hey, we're really good at driving, so we're gonna use driving to do.
Kenny, I feel the way you felt about this shit when Transformers 2 came out.
Yeah, no. And then after
bunch of nut hanging, lowbrow horse shit.
After a while, I realized, holy shit, Transformers is.
Just go watch the apple eating scene in Transformers 2.
I don't even remember it.
I've not seen the movie at all.
Erased it from my brain.
But I know this got memed a little while ago. So someone posted a clip on Twitter of the scene in the university.
Oh, the sexy
yeah, the
teacher.
teacher comes in and he's just like, oh, so class, you know, I'm gonna teach you, I'm gonna blow your fucking mind about physics and shit. And there's like this girl who's like just
and they're all getting
all like horny and wet for this teacher. He's like biting into an apple, and Shia LaBeouf is going like, he's like flipping pages and like writing shit down, and he runs to the top of the class and he writes all this equation shit on the chalkboard.
Because his brain is getting matrixed or something.
He's like, Einstein was a bitch. Like that's how the scene ends, and it's like, what in the fuck is going on?
To me,
like,
that's what Fast and the Furious is like.
Yeah, that's why I felt like I thought Transformers 1 was like okay, right?
No, Transformers
it's fine.
1 is solid.
It's fine. And I remember feeling that because I was so super excited for that movie.
You have to kill him soon. You just hate him.
And then Transformers 2 came out, and it was like the lowest hanging fruit kind of fucking movie. And then they just made like 7 more movies or some shit.
He redeemed himself after the backlash of Transformers 2.
When?
It was so fucking bad that it was like a. Like there was like a line in Transformers 3 where you basically apologize for freaking Transformers.
Oh, you mean where you try to make up for how fucking bad it was?
Yeah.
Well, I
know it was a writer's strike.
And then at some point, Mark Wahlberg jumps the fuck in, and I don't.
Because Shia LaBeouf left, he wasn't doing it anymore. So or they got rid of him. He was the one that took.
Transformers 3 was ass too.
They got rid of
I saw 1 and 3, and I swear to God, 3 was like the same movie.
Yeah.
It's the first one.
No, it's just like there was a line in there where he was like, "Yeah, you know, we fucked them in part, 2, and now we're gonna, this is the real one," and it was still pretty much the same movie. It was a little bit, it was still a little bit better pacing wise.
And I saw Bumblebee as well, and I thought it was,
gave up on that movie.
Yeah, I thought it was okay for a bit, and then something about it really, really lost me, and I can't remember what the hell it was.
It was a girl. She was so freaking annoying. She was literally a ton of spoiled brat, like the entire.
Yeah, maybe what they were doing with her was great because she's a great actress.
Yeah. But the character that she was playing.
Speaking of which, my funny enough,
Bumblebee intros, godlike.
My mom taught her how to act before she got into movies.
Yep.
Wow.
Her first gig was True Grit, her big gig.
Like But the thing is, too, what's great, like Bumblebee had one of the scenes directly from the intro of Transformers.
Yeah, well, I mean, dude, they have like a flashback or some shit to Cybertron Wars, and it's like, Jesus Christ! You just like play that old Transformers Season 3 music, Transformers, like it's like the dopest shit. It looks, and you just cut a trailer to that. It's amazing.
But they had that one scene where like they literally throw all the Transformers and he transforms into the car and shit like that. That was dope.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and it was like, this is the best part of the movie.
And it's only like the opening 10 minutes.
And it's like a very brief, like, flashback sequence.
Yep. They use the original Transformers. Oh, fuck.
Oh! Too early.
Blowy bitch.
Dick. He's like, he's blowing you away.
I think her name's Haley Steinfeld. She played second to Hawkeye in that one show.
Dude, look at his face.
Oh, wow.
He's so sick and tired of blowing. Look at his face. Dude, he hates blowing. He's so angry. Look, oh my god, he's so... I can't do
His
this
existence
anymore.
is so shitty.
I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, it's 11.
He's better than Plock.
I can't blow anymore.
Clock!
Stop making me blow. Oh.
Fuck.
I don't want to blow anymore. I'd rather suck.
It's 11.
Oh,
Motherfucker.
Too hard. Wow. Oh my god. Damn it.
Zodi, thank you.
There you go.
This is peak game design, 1994. It's actually not terrible.
I was gonna say
there's a lot of variety in this game. We gotta
there's
give
some
them
people
credit.
that play shit like this in Twitch. Is that fucking
Bashi.
No, the Kingdom's Fall or the King's Fall or some shit. Chat, what am I talking about? It's like a little character that looks like a king in...
Jump King.
Jump King, there you go.
Yeah,
Fuck.
you mean Jump King.
People love that game. Holy fuck, there's so many people playing that shit. I'm like,
Jump
I do not want to play that shit, man. I'm like, I don't know how people play that. That's the most frustrating thing, to see your character just fall all the way down.
Wait, what?
After you made it all the way to the top. You're like, oh my god, I made one mistake.
The Image Apparel sending me something?
That's fucking hilarious,
So
man.
when are we...
What are you gonna send?
I don't know.
When are we doing Getting Over It stream?
Next!
Ah!
Right.
Yeah, this game's fine. We're done.
This game's fine. We've seen enough of it.
Jesus.